Heinz is proud to partner The Urbanist on Monocle Radio. Heinz is a leading global real estate investment manager. Heinz owns and operates $93 billion of assets across property types and on behalf of a diverse group of institutional and private wealth clients. Heinz' ambition? Well, in the words of its chairman and CEO Jeffrey Heinz, to be the best real estate investor, manager and partner in the world. Find out how Heinz is making that dream a reality. Head to heinz.com now. Heinz, a leader in real estate investing and management since 1957. A library vanishing into history, as is most famously exemplified by the Library of Alexandria, is an evocative concept. To prevent the tragedy of knowledge being lost, drastic measures sometimes need to be taken. As such, in 1933, when the spectre of Nazism threatened the Warburg Library of Science and Culture in Hamburg, the collection relocated in its entirety to London's Thames House. You're listening to Tall Stories, a Monocle production brought to you by the team behind The Urbanist. I'm Andrew Tuck. In this episode, Sarah Grice explores the history and browses the current day offerings at the Warburg Library.
There have been many fascinating libraries throughout the ages, inspiring generations of readers and the curious at heart. From the Great Library of Alexandria, wonder of the ancient world, to the most humble and unassuming of our modern public libraries, these cultural institutions are vital repositories for the transmission and preservation of knowledge. Nestled in the heart of Bloomsbury is the Warburg Library, once called the world's weirdest library by a reporter for The New Yorker in 2015. But what exactly is so weird about the Warburg, and how did it come to reside in London? The founder of the library was an imaginative dreamer, the eccentric scholar and art historian A.B. Warburg, whose radical interventions in the study of visual culture redefined art history for the 20th century. Warburg was born in 1866 in Hamburg into one of the great Central European Jewish banking families. The story goes that he made a pact at the tender age of 13 with his younger brother Max, handing over the rights to the family business in exchange for a lifelong scholarly gift, that he would be granted every book he ever asked for. In the period after World War I, Warburg cultivated a community of scholars and a vast collection of books, which eventually became the Warburg Institute, a leading centre for art historical and cultural research in Germany. Following the Nazi rise to power and the existential and intellectual threat of fascism, the library moved to London in 1934 with funding from Samuel Courtauld. It is one of the only cultural institutions to survive Nazi Germany fully intact. In 1944, it moved to its present location in Woburn Square, becoming part of the University of London. More recently, thanks to the Warburg Renaissance Building Project, the Institute opened a new exhibition space, the Kithera Gallery, in 2024. To enter the Warburg Library, the visitor must first pass through a vestibule containing a decorative frieze that depicts the 9 muses from classical Greek mythology. The ancient goddesses of poetry, science, and the arts were believed to be sources of divine inspiration, endowed with ancient knowledge and memory. Then comes a set of wooden doors, above which is inscribed the word Mnemosyne. Mnemosyne was the ancient Greek goddess of memory and mother to the 9 muses. It was the enduring wish of A.B. Warburg that every person wishing to visit the library should pass under the name of the goddess, which offers up a clue to the mysteries held within this unusual library. It is an eclectic and wide-ranging collection of books and artifacts that traces the afterlife of classical antiquity in European art and ideas, and its central concern can best be described as cultural memory. The classification system of the library makes it unique, as its collection of over 350,000 volumes is set out according to a system devised by A.B. Warburg. He believed that you could encompass the whole world in 4 floors, and divided the library into 4 corresponding themes as you ascend the staircases: image, word, orientation, and action. Another idiosyncratic feature of the library is its spatial configuration. Books are laid out on open shelves, which is unusual for any European library, but particularly one with such a rare and valuable collection. Warburg's intention was to lead readers to unexpected discoveries using the law of the good neighbour, the idea that the book you truly need to unlock inspiration is usually the one next to the book you are looking for. This way of browsing encourages multi-sensory perception and chance encounters. Readers can follow their instincts and intuition rather than simply keying a number or a code into a search engine. Warburg believed that the principle of serendipity was a valuable tool for making connections between seemingly unrelated subjects. In the Warburg Library, you can find medicine next to astrology, philosophy beside myth, and magic sitting with religion. Warburg's study of images was truly interdisciplinary, and so the library consists of interwoven, elusive, and arcane subjects. It is a rich collection of imaginative stimuli, fertile ground to be ruled by the goddess of memory and her 9 muses that we saw in the frieze. Warburg's preoccupation with the movement of images across time, space, and memory led him to his life's great work, the Builder Atlas, or Image Atlas. Part of this work is currently on show in the New Kithera Gallery as part of the exhibition Tarot, Origins and Afterlives, which is on until the end of April. This show also gives visitors a rare chance to see the extraordinary paintings of Lady Frida Harris, created for occultist Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot deck in the 1940s. These images have been held by the Institute since the late 1960s, but have never before been shown in London or the UK. Weird, perhaps, but definitely wonderful, the Warburg Library is well worth a visit for any urban wanderer in London, curious to discover more about art, magic, and memory.
Tall Stories is a Monocle production from the team behind The Urbanist. This episode was written by Sarah Grice and produced and edited by David Stevens. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to receive new episodes every week. I'm Andrew Tuck, goodbye, and thank you for listening, City Lovers.